My name is Spencer Kaufman. Thank you for watching the Deception Tips videos. They're all about teaching you how to read people and detect deception so that you will be able to tell if someone is lying to you. Today, we're going to talk about how you need to converse with someone who is being deceptive in your line of questioning or in what you're trying to find out. Because remember, liars like to talk, and if they're lying, they're going to continue lying. And so you need to kind of hone down in and be precise in what you're saying so that you know what their answers are going to be. You cannot give them any wiggle room to run away with things or to get off on tangents. You need to have that direct line of questioning, but you need to encourage them to give you a narrative, because when they're giving their narrative, their story, there's going to be a lot more body language in there, and there's a lot more that you can see rather than just asking simple yes or no questions. So here we go. This is deception tip number 83. Be precise in your questioning. Liars love to find loopholes and hidden meanings in your questions. So being precise in your questioning is something that we've kind of talked about a little bit before with kind of yes or no answers and yes or no questions. How if you're going to ask someone a yes or no question, the answer is yes or no. So anything else they say is like, dude, what are you talking about? Yes or no, get to the point. Now, again, that can be good and bad. It's good because you need a direct answer. It's bad because you want to encourage a liar to talk more so you can get more opportunity to see different body language signs and different things of deception and expressions and etc. But you need to be precise in your questioning, because these liars will, if they're good at it, they're great with non-answers and loopholes. And so a lot of times you can give these questions, you ask these questions to people, and they could turn it around and ask you a question. And if you're not paying attention, all of a sudden you're answering this question, and it's like, wait a minute, who's asking the questions here? Well, they've completely converted the conversation, so they're in control. That's bad. Another thing that they could be doing is, if you're asking them questions such as, a typical example, I believe I've used this one before, is like, when things are frustrating, how do you feel? Well, frustrated. Okay, well, that's not what you were going for when you're asking that. You're trying to get them to elaborate on it, but they gave you a specific answer to the question, and it was a non-answer because you kind of gave them the answer in your question. So pay attention to stuff like that, because if the liar is good and they're paying attention, and I mean good like as in good at lying or smart with conversations, or if they've been trained, such as government workers, espionage people, they've been trained in that counter questioning and counter-interrogation methods and tactics, where they will give you those non-answers or those loopholes. Or if you ask a question, where were you on such and such date? Well, why is it important to you that I know or that you know? And they may confuse you, or they may use things like that, or double negatives to try to trip you up in your line of questioning. And if you're not careful, you'll get carried away on that tangent. So if I turn the question on you, you may start answering that question, and we may be off topic. And now we're talking about something else, and you come to realize that, oh, wait a minute, they never answered the question I started with. And it could have been 10 minutes later, and the first question never got answered. And that's a typical thing that liars will try to use to avoid having to answer those questions. And it's something that some people may be naturally good at it, but most of the time they're not. It's something that happens through training, and it's something that they will have developed over time. So if you encounter this, you need to be aware that, okay, what's going on with this person, because they have some extra experience in this area that you may want to discover and find out more about. So be very precise in your questioning, especially if you realize that that person is that way. Just start asking them direct questions so that you can get some solid answers. So if this is your first time watching these videos, I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Feel free to comment below with any questions you may have as well. Also, if you'd like some more information, we have books, podcasts, and blog posts all available on spencerkaufman.com that are dedicated to teaching you exactly what everybody is really saying. Till next time.